Hello, guys. This is a podcast with Himanshu, who cracked UPSC Civil Services examination this year, and his optional was sociology. And he was part of our sociology companion program for the last 1 year, and he improved 55 marks in sociology this year. So, in this video, he will be discussing what all things he have done to improve that 55 mark in sociology. Apart from that, he will also talk about prelims, mains, and GS and essay, everything, because he is someone who cleared prelims 4 times and he gave mains 4 times. So he have that experience, but the entire podcast will be in the other channel. So here I'll be updating with those sociology areas. So if you want to watch complete podcast, watch from the other video. And if you are only interested in sociology, this part I'm posting in the sociology channel. Here he will be discussing about sociology. So let's get started. Okay, Himanshu, now coming to optional. That's one of the
Yes,
most important decision that you have to take during UPSC preparation. So
yes,
why
sir.
did you choose sociology as optional?
Sir, as I said, during my college only, I was thinking of preparing for this exam, and we had an option of choosing electives in an IITs. So, sociology was also one of the humanities elective in my college. So, a bit of interest I already had while studying it in my college. Later on, sir, after my college, I started my preparation. The time was less. So, practicality, since the syllabus is quite crisp for sociology, it added to my decision that it is a good choice for me. So the interest plus practicality, and lastly, sir, the guidance is available in the subject. You can get answer writing and any courses you want. So all these aspects helped me in picking sociology.
Okay, Himanshu, again, as you told, the syllabus is crisp and concise. That's one of
Yes.
the reason. And many students also select sociology because of that, or might be toppers have told sociology is good. But what was your actual experience when you started dealing with the subject?
Sir, earlier on, since I was coming from engineering mindset, my experience was it is a smaller optional. I should just mug up 10 to 15 scholars from each topic and I will be scoring 300 plus. Unfortunately, this was my mindset for the first 2 years and I was not scoring. I was blaming it all to luck that God is not with me and why I'm scoring bad. I have the best content. But then later on, after getting more guidance and getting in touch with you, it improved a bit. I was able to appreciate more the depth of the subject, and then I ditched on the quantitative aspect that I have to write more scholars and more points. I started writing more in depth, building a narrative in the answer, trying to hit the demand of the question, which looks organic as well as sociological. And I think it really helped in scoring, and answers are also looking good to me as well. Earlier, I was in a bit narrow perspective towards this subject, sir.
Okay, now during your sociology preparation, you were also associated with us with Civil 360 and me. So, how our classes and mentorship helped you in sociology preparation?
Sir, as I mentioned, it really helped me in actually understanding the subject. Earlier, I was in a false sense of mindset that I know the subject really well. So instead of learning, I would say first it helped me in unlearning some of the mistakes I was making. So I had to ditch some of the mistakes I was making. I started writing more simple, answering the demand of the question in a organic narrative, which made the answer look really effective. So I think the refining part of answer writing, this is where I got most help.
Again, Himanshu, sociology paper one and paper two. So you are
Yes.
someone who can explain it really well. How is both are different? Because you scored 82 in the last mains in paper one, as you just mentioned, and then
Yes.
you improved significantly, almost 40 plus mark you improved, and this year 125. So that is a
Yes.
43 mark improvement. And then in paper two also, you improved almost 10 mark. And overall, there is an improvement of 55 also. But there is a significant difference you see in paper one. So how these two papers are different? How should someone approach these two papers? Is it integrated or you should consider independent? How you approach these two papers?
Sir, they are really integrated in my opinion. Earlier, I was treating them as silos, that this is paper on, I have to dump more and more Western scholars. But this year, sir, I tried to, like earlier, while preparing, I was focusing on topics and syllabus. But once I entered into that mains hall, I forgot everything I studied. The focus was just on the question, what exactly it is asking. The sociological terminologies, the thinkers, and the unique examples as well. Everything was already ingrained into my mindset. So the focus was simply to answer what is being asked. And all these sociological terminologies, it was automatically getting answered. It was automatically internalized, so it was coming into my answers. So my focus was not on replicating my notes, but rather answering what is being asked. And I tried to bring more clarity into my expression, try to like improve the structure of my answering the basically try to add more depth into my arguments, try to give diverse perspectives of sociology into my answers rather than writing into a monolithic way. So in that way, automatically different parts of the syllabus got integrated into my answers. Automatically, the Indian dimension of paper one, it was also coming into my answers because I came with an open mindset to write what is being asked. So this I think really helped in improving paper one.
Yeah, Himanshu, you have written a lot of sociology answers also. So how this regular answer writing will help you? In fact, we have also have evaluated and given feedbacks about your answers. So how our evaluation, the answer writing sessions have helped you to improve the score 55 marks?
Yes, sir. Sir, this answer writing is very important thing. This is not something I realized only last year. I knew it before as well. But sir, last year I was focusing more on quantitative aspect, writing too many tests. I was in a mindset that I have already written 10, 15 tests. Now I'll definitely score good. This year, sir, my focus was more on quality. Like whatever I'm writing, whether I'm writing really good answer. Focus was on writing good answers, and I was sure that I will be able to write all the answers in the 3 hours due to my past experience. So basically, the mentorship and everything, it really helped me in bringing quality into my answers so that I am actually able to replicate whatever we have planned into the single answer. And later on, I thought I will be able to replicate in other answers as well. So this year, the focus was on writing less but writing good, and largely it worked. Unfortunately, sir, I messed up in the time management of last 5 questions in both of the papers. So had that not been the case, probably this approach would have scored me even better.
Okay. So, Himanshu, then another important thing was about sociological perspective, right?
Yes,
Even in
sir.
the question paper also, you will see write a short note in sociological perspective. So the
Yes,
sociological analysis, sociological understanding, sociological
yes,
perspective. How is this different from, a GS? Because you see poverty in both, you see child labor in both, you see women empowerment in both. So can
yes,
you
sir.
take up any example and explain how we see things different in sociology?
Yes, sir. So, for example, this is what I learned from one of the toppers of earlier years. And for example, there is a question: uh, how does poverty affect the inequality in Indian society, or anything like that? In GS, you will read this question as it is there. But in sociology, I tried to read it. How do sociologists view effect of poverty on inequality in Indian society? So it is asking how do you see it, but how I am reading it is how do sociologists view it? And in the word sociologists, automatically diverse dimensions are coming because sociology automatically means multiplicity of truth. There is no single truth here. So my focus was on writing just 5 to 6 points in 10 marker, but these 5 to 6 points should be diverse, automatically covering diverse perspectives of sociology and bringing depth into these 5 to 6 questions so that not just, for example, if I'm answering the effect of poverty from functionalist point of view, I would just not write the functionalist view it as functional for the society due to this and this. I would also try to answer the how part. It automatically added depth into my answers. For example, I would quote a scholar that this functionalist told how poverty helps in doing this and this functional roles of society. For example, the dirty menial jobs, they say. So in that way, automatically depth was coming into my answers. So the argument plus the use of scholar and finally the example. All of these things were blended into 1 or 2 sentences rather than writing it in GS form that argument comes first, then example in a circle. I was writing it more organic in simple small paragraphs. Argument, scholar, example coming all together. So I think it was looking really nice, and probably this is why it scored good as well.
Uh, was there any go-to thinkers for you? For example, some will always go with functionalist Durkheim, some will go with conflict approach, and to be on a safer side, some students will go with Weber. So, was there
Yes.
any such go-to thinker for you? Favorite?
Yeah, my idea was like everyone tries to write different to score more marks to like improve their content. But I tried to write the conventional scholars first, for example, the ones you quoted. But later on in the second page, I also tried to use some of the contemporary scholars which others might not be using. So the focus was on balance, writing the traditional conventional stuff as well as little bit of unique stuff, so that I give an impression that I know the static really well, but I am up to date with the current happenings as well, rather than doing the extremes way.
Yes, Himanshu, one thing we can notice is in your paper two, both year you are consistent. Still, there is some improvement, and both
Yes,
year you scored considerably good also in paper two.
yes,
So, what was your
yes.
strategy in paper two? Like, how did you incorporate current affairs and thinkers in paper two?
Yes, sir. Sir, this idea really helped in paper two because the questions of paper two are more dynamic in nature. Probably some of the questions students are seeing for the first time in that exam hall. So the mindset that you have to just answer that question becomes really important there. Even if you are writing slight bit of GS, I think it is tolerable. It should not be excessively GS, but little bit of GS, assuming the demand is getting answered. And for the substantiation part, whatever examples we study in general studies also helps. For example, you can write the argument based on the question. Then for substantiation, if the scholars are not there with us, then you can use the reports that we study in GS or the examples we study in GS. All these things they can be helped in substantiating or argument to add depth to the answers.
Okay. See, many students choose sociology optional randomly, right?
Yes.
What should someone seriously think about before coming to sociology?
Sir, in my opinion, one should be not just swayed away by a smaller optional, or they will be able to simply mug up in 20 days and do. It is seen that some people have scored really well in just 30-40 days, but they should just be seen as exception. Any new student coming in this subject, I think they should focus more on conceptual clarity, and if possible, they should be ready to study it for 2 to 3 years because this exam is slightly random. Even if you scored good in sociology, that is not a certain that you will be getting your desired service in just couple of attempts. So the focus should be on conceptual clarity, getting good guidance, so that this clarity is also getting reflected in marks.
Okay, Himanshu, you have given two interviews also. So, how was your interview experience? How the first and the second one was different?
Yes. So in the first interview, I scored 165 marks, and this year I scored 193 marks, sir.
Great.
So last time, sir, I was first of all unemployed. So that was already in my mind that that could be something that I had to justify in my answer. But this year, sir, I was working in a cooperative bank, which is related to agriculture and marginalized sections. So once again, sir, sociology came into my help. I was doing masters in sociology, working in a rural area, in a bank which is focusing on the marginalized sections. So questions from these areas were also asked. They directly ask how do sociology is helping you in your present job. So these things help me in bringing more practical answers. I was able to use the scholars we study in actual paper. For example, bureaucracy theory of Max Weber was asked to me, and then they asked me to link it with my actual ground reality experiences. So I think they helped me in scoring really well. I was
Okay.
not giving bookish answers, but practical answers.
Yes. Okay. So, Himanshu, now before we conclude, if someone's starting UPSC preparation today, What would be your top three pieces of advice? You are someone who have given five attempts. You are someone who have cleared four prelims. You are someone who have given four mains and two interviews. So, what would be your top three pieces of advice to someone who's starting today?
So my first advice would be to focus extensively on CSE mains as they are starting now, and for that they need to extensively focus on improving their answer writing skills as well as optional paper. That would be my first priority. Secondly, sir, I would suggest them to have limited sources in all of the subjects and to revise them multiple times, because this is something which will reduce the clutter into my minds, bring exact information that needs to be recalled at various stages in this examination. Lastly, sir, I would also suggest them to be more practical. If things are not working out in three odd attempts, they should be ready to have a backup as well. Because for me, I think having a backup this year brought confidence in me that now I am allowed to fail in this examination. So probably that mindset reduced the anxiety, and I was able to perform up to my potential, sir.
Okay, now for students who want to choose sociology as their optional, you are someone who have improved almost 55 marks in the last mains. So, would you recommend our mentorship to them?
Yes, sir, definitely I would recommend, because I had been everywhere into the market, but things were just not working out to me. But fortunately, this year, the approach that you suggested worked for me, and I was able to convert all my knowledge into marks finally with this answer writing approach. So it helped me in bringing conceptual clarity, fixing some of the gaps, and improving my answer writing skills. So I would definitely recommend it to someone new.
Now, my last question. There are many students who are struggling with prelims, but you are someone who have cleared this four times. So, what
Yes,
finally you want to tell them? How can they clear prelims? If you follow this blindly, you will clear prelims. Is there any such approach that you followed?
yes, sir. Right now, sir, around 50 odd days are remaining, I believe. So my suggestion would be to just have some fixed source of final sources for each subject, and then go through PYQs of last 10 years once again. They will realize that some areas of each subject are getting repeated again and again, and some are less important. So my focus would be to have proper understanding of all the repeated areas, so that uh, they are not missing anything from these areas. They should be hitting six on these questions. They should not be leaving them or getting them wrong. So the focus would be to first revise these areas, then they should be giving some mock tests. The purpose of mock tests would be simply to ensure that they are not getting wrong from these areas. A maximum of two questions, I think, can be tolerated as wrong. So this would be a cycle of revising, then giving mock, ensuring that they are not getting more than two wrong from the static part, and then fixing the gaps again. And as soon as they reach a level that they are not getting too many wrongs, I think they are ready. But this is a random exam finally, so even if they are getting slightly more wrong, they should not be demotivated. This year, I would say my preparation was a bit on the weaker part, both in prelims as well as mains, but I was still confident that the actual exam happens on that day, not in the mock. So whatever the preparation, if they are going into the hall, they should go with absolute confidence. And sometimes just confidence can fill up the gap, which might be in the preparation, sir.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your guidance. Thank you, sir.